was literally a routine stop. Locked this kid up, ready to cuff him, and basically he didn't want to be cuffed. The kind of story starts unfolding there. But I was in the darkest place that I've ever been.
You were injured during a routine stop. It
Mm.
started with pain in your hand, but it became so much more than that.
It was a night shift, and I can remember coming home and saying to my husband, "Oh, my hand's a bit sore." And he was like, "Make sure you do an injury on duty form." I was fortunate he was in the job as well. So that's what I did.
From that moment on, I think you were almost in a fight, not just in regards to the injury to your hand, and there was something around not being believed.
Yeah, and I think we had a chat before, didn't we? It went through this struggle from 2007 to quite a long time. And when I say a long time, I'm talking 2007 to 2014 of the job. So to put it into context, the NHS, lots and lots of different exploratory kind of things going on. And the bottom line is all of these hand consultants, if that's what they're called, come together. They have a massive case conference like they do in the police, and basically could not find or diagnose anything to do with the hand. So at that point, West Midlands Police are saying, "Oh, she must be making it up then. She's a bit of a slacker, she's this, that." And obviously I'm restricted at this time. So I'm sure you can imagine, Paul, when you're treated like that and they're questioning whether you're telling the truth, it's a very hard situation to be in. And they even paid for a psychiatrist to assess me to determine whether I was telling the truth or whether I was making it all up. And I never forget him. His name was Mr. White, Dr. White. And I never forget the way that he made me feel. He made me feel valid and said, just because the NHS can't diagnose you doesn't mean it's not real. So that was I was like, wow.
What did that do to you mentally?
And
You're working for an organisation. You've experienced an injury whilst on duty, whilst effecting an arrest. Yes, you didn't have an exact diagnosis at that time via the NHS, but for the organisation that you give everything to as a cop, what is it like to be in that position where you're not believed and essentially you've been referred to a psychiatrist to see what was it true?
yeah, yeah, it's absolutely, I can't even, I don't think my vocabulary will even stretch us so far to say how I was feeling, but I was in the darkest place that I've ever been during those years.
How did it affect you? You've said you were in a dark place. What does that mean?
So I don't know whether it's jumping ahead here, but I've been a police officer in a psychiatric unit while still serving. I went missing. My husband reported that to the police, and I was found by a dog man, which then led to being in the hospital. So sheer depth of I don't want to be here anymore. That's how it made me feel.
Going back to the actual arrest, because I think people watching this, especially if they're currently in the police or they've been in the police and they're used to handcuffing people, even those that are watching this that are not familiar with handcuffing, can you just demonstrate here roughly how the injury
Yeah,
happened?
absolutely. So so as a police officer, you will, I'm right-handed predominantly. I used to be dominant hand, right-handed, and I'd grab my cuffs and I'd have my cuffs here, and you would take the person that you were arresting or detained or whatever, you'd take their wrist right there, and then you would basically, the cuff, you just press it against it and it would snap round. And he obviously didn't want this cuff on, and that was the end of it. So what happened, who knows?
Was it the hand on the prisoner that you injured, or was it the hands that were on the cuffs?
Hands on the cuffs, and you're the first person that's ever asked me that.
Wow.
Mm.
So perhaps maybe something to do with the grip, or
It's interesting, isn't it?
yeah, yeah.
Having never been asked this before, Paul. This is, yeah, it was that hand.